fish. Yeah, that's good. And so they're gonna remove the head, and then so they're gonna cut the head off here. Yeah. And then, because I don't buy the head, but people here love the heads for soups and stuff. So this is how they chop the head off. There we go. Get back. So I don't know how much this thing weighs, but we're about to find out. And there's a larger one too that I could have got. Also, well, they got the box all sealed up now. But, okay, so they got it ready. Gonna go over to the scales and see how much, see if they got a basket large enough to hold this. Okay.
Grams, so.
Okay, yeah, 8 1/4.
8.2.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, can you scale it and then pull that out? Okay. So they're going to gut it and scale it, and then I'll have some fish. So anyway, I'll let them scale it, get it ready for me, and then we'll be back.
The owner of this one, of this fish. What are you taking? Dali daw. Oh,
Yeah. What is it?
You get a picture of the owner of this fish one.
Oh, okay. There you go. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, there you go. He's cleaning. He's the owner of the fish. Apparently, he's the one that caught this big boy. And if I have room in my freezer, I may come back and get the other one because it's really, it's almost 50% bigger than this one here. So they're going to clean this up for me, and we're going to have some big, good old fish steaks on the grill and fry. See the thin belly part there? Well, this side here, I'll probably fry that, but this big, thick part back here, those are grill steaks, and they'll all be grilled. So. Yeah, that's good. All right, what we have here, this is the trevally. After I filleted it, I put it in these bags. It's actually frozen now. It's kind of an after the fact showing you what this is, but we put it in these plastic bags, get all the water, all the air out, and then tie them in knots, and then put them in the freezer. We package them in like meal size portions, and we also take the thinner fish fillets. This is all, filleted, boneless, skinless. That was a Giant Trevally that we're grilling. And the thin ones we use to fry with like breadcrumbs and that, and the thicker ones then we grill them. So just wanted to show you that. That's how we do it. And once we do it like this, we get it from the market. We keep the fish refrigerator cold the whole time. At the market, it's usually in a big styrofoam cooler full of ice, so it's really cold. We get it home, fillet it just as quickly as possible. Even the fillets we put in bowls with chunks of ice in there just to keep it cool. And I'll even lay in the Philippines, when you get ice from a store, you get it in these little plastic tubes here. So I'll lay one of these or two of these on top of the fish that I'm filleting, and even keep the fish cool with those while it's half of it's setting there while the other half is getting filleted. So anyway, just wanted to show you how we store the fish. And if you're storing it super long term, you actually put water in here and freeze it inside the water, and that'll prevent your fish from ever getting freezer burned. So you can keep your fish for years if it's in water. I mean, you know, obviously use clean water. You know, don't use any water. I wouldn't use Philippine sink water, but people drink it here, so it might be safe. But you know, I don't actually keep it that long. It may stay at the most 2 or 3 weeks in the freezer before I you know, eat it. So anyway, that's it. That's how we do it, and we'll be back with more. Bye for now. Alrighty, we're doing some grilling. We're grilling some of the Giant Trevally over here, and now I've already actually put some on the grill. We kind of thought about doing the video kind of after the fact. And we have some cuttlefish. Now, cuttlefish is like squid, very similar, almost exactly like it. I don't know if you could taste a difference, but I'm sure there is some difference. We made like a teriyaki sauce. We took soy sauce and a lot of sugar, a lot of the brown sugar, because it's got the kind of like the molasses type thing to give it the teriyaki effect. Now you can also cook teriyaki sauce with cornstarch and thicken it and that kind of thing too, but we're just looking for the flavor, not the thickness. It's not like we're serving teriyaki sauce on top of something. This is just a marinade, so the thinner the better. It'll hopefully soak up a lot easier. So that was soy sauce, a lot of brown sugar, some ginger powder, and some garlic powder. We just like kind of whipped it all up in a bowl, and then we put the fish in it. So right now we also put a little tanduay. This is Filipino rum, and we put probably about 6 or 8 shots of that in with the sauce. And that gives it a little smokier flavor, which I think complements you know, the teriyaki. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to cover this up because I'm trying to keep this cool and keep it fresh tasting. We'll go out to the grill now, and I will show you. Got some malunga we pulled off of our tree earlier today. We're going to juice that in the morning. So we'll go out to the grill, and we'll be right back. So just one moment. Bye for now. Alright, we're outside at the grill, and this is not a real barbecue grill. This is a Filipino dirty kitchen, but I've kind of converted it into a barbecue grill. I had this grill made out of rebar, or here they call it cabilia or deform. Then I bought charcoal, and it's real charcoal. It's not like the charcoal like you get in the U.S. where it's preformed. This is it right here. It's literally pieces of trees, branches, different sizes and shapes. If you know you got good charcoal, if you bang it together like 2 of these sticks of charcoal, and it sounds like glass. If you can do that, here honey, do that. No, bang it together. You have to hold one in one hand, one in the other. Hit it. Hear that? That's good charcoal there. Alright, down here I've got some other wood. We've got some trees on our property that mint tree. It's called a mint tree. So what I do after I get the charcoal going and the grill hot, I throw a couple of chunks of this mint tree, a couple of limbs in there that I've cut in advance, and that starts smoking. So I'm actually smoking. You can probably see all the smoke coming up here. So it's going to give that fish a nice smoked flavor. So these are pretty gigantic, thick pieces. I've never cooked fish this thick, but this was minus the head, it was 8.2 kilos. So it's about 18 pounds of fish here. So it was a huge fish, really thick. You can see how thick these fillets are. Just gigantic. So anyway, that's what we're doing right now, is cooking them up, smoking them. Also, the way that I start the fire, and I don't know if these things are too hot. No, they're not. But as you can see, this is just a can. It's got a hole all the way through it, and I drill several rings of holes, so you can see the holes through here. Then I set these on top of where I'm going to have the fire, and I put various pieces of paper, some of these smaller limbs, like this stuff, in the bottom, kind of like something to get the fire started quickly. And then after that, I dump a bunch of charcoal on top and fill this can overflowing with charcoal. Then I'll pour some either diesel fuel down in there, let it set for a few minutes, and I'll also have some paper pieces kind of sticking out from down here, so that I'll light them and they'll actually go under the fire and into here and catch all that, the small pieces of wood, piece of cardboard, whatever I've got that, you know, is a good fire starter that will quickly get the wood pieces going, these smaller branches and then that in turn gets the charcoal going. So I just leave them until that can is pretty much glowing red hot. If you see the charcoal glowing red hot, that can actually gets glowing red hot, especially around the bottom half. And then I take my tongs here and grab the can and just slide it off, and all the charcoal falls down where the fire should be. So anyway, that's what we're doing right now. I'm going to have to turn a couple of these. Looks like it's just about that time, and I will be back with more. Bye for now. Alright, what we're doing, we're turning these over, and what you can see, I don't know if you can see this real well, but right there's a little piece of meat, I'm pointing at it right there, that's stuck to the grill. When the fish starts sticking to the grill, it's time to turn it. Okay, so all of these are just beginning to stick. You can see the little tiny piece of meat there, and that one needs to go to a little hotter part of the grill. This one here is kind of on one of the cooler parts of the grill. I probably need to relocate him, give him a little more heat. Just trying to get everything all balanced out here. This one's sticking, and I use these tongs to kind of separate it from the grill, or else you'll lose a big chunk of meat there. And again, this one here probably needs a hotter part of the grill. And this end of the grill is much more hot than this side, so I was kind of starting them out there just because I didn't want to really get them too hot. This one here is just barely sticking, so he's doing what he should be doing. But look at this thickness of that. So these are going to be a little tricky to cook because of the thickness, and it's kind of an experiment for me to see how thick of a piece of fish you can cook on a grill like this. But if this was tuna, it'd be perfect, because you just kind of sear the outside and keep the inside basically raw. If you're cooking tuna, the way most people like it, you can cook it longer than that. This is not tuna, of course. This is Giant Trevally. And like I said, this side of the grill is a lot hotter than that side, so I'm kind of babying some of this so it doesn't get too scorched. And but anyway, just wanted to show you what the timing is for turning it over. And you can kind of see, maybe I can zoom in, I don't know. There you can see it's kind of got that little charcoal looking marks on it, the little white spots where it's stuck to the grill a little bit. And that's exactly the way that you want to do it. And normally I would only turn them maybe once, but because these are so thick, I'm probably going to have to turn them a few times. And also they're so thick that I can actually lay them on their side. So I may do all four sides instead of just top and bottom. So we'll see how that works out, and I'll be back. Bye for now. All right, I'm turning the fish one more time here. They're starting to stick. Like I said, this fire is super hot, and these things are kind of bouncing around like it. But I'm going to put this one on its end here, and I'm going to put this one, on its side. Like I was telling you, these are so thick you can literally turn them on their side and they'll stand there, and that kind of keeps them from overcooking. If you're just trying to cook them on just top and bottom, that's not going to work that well with a piece of fish this thick. I mean, if you look at the size of that thing, it's It's just a giant hunk of meat there, giant hunk of fish there. And again, I'm kind of experimenting, seeing exactly how thick I can cook these and how they turn out. I'm hoping they're going to turn out really nice and juicy, and just have that great grilled and smoked flavor all kind of rolled into one. This guy here, he's barely even cooking there. That part of the grill's not very hot, so we're kind of just shifting everybody around. And again, I'm going to start putting these guys, and you see the smoke starting to come up now. It's really smoking good. That's what you want. You want a good amount of smoke, and you got to put these, because it takes about 5 minutes, so you got to put these on right when you put the fish on, or else you won't get enough time smoking to really get that smoked flavor. And it really makes a difference with the fish, the fact that it's nice and smoky. Assuming you like smoke. I'm from Texas, so I like barbecue. I like smoked meats and stuff, and brisket and ribs and everything. Now this guy here, this little piece of wood here, start catching fire, so I'm going to move him kind of out of the way, because we don't want flames. We want and I also have a little bottle of water here that you can see that I put a little pinhole in, so if something gets kind of out of hand, see, like that one there, things get a little too hot, you can just give it a shot and kind of calm things down some, get back to grilling the way you want it to cook a little bit slower. Again, if this was tuna, you'd want it grilling exactly like it's doing now, just really fast, really hot, sear the outside all the way around, and then eat it, ready to go. These guys here, though, they're not tuna, and I can cook him a little bit longer on that side there. So anyway, I just want to kind of show you the the smoking effect here, and how much smoke you should get out of your fire, and kind of show you how to stand them on edge there when they're really thick like this. And so I will be back soon. So bye for now. We're still cooking these guys, and I've kind of flipped them once or twice. The ones also, this piece of mint tree kind of quit smoking, and so I flipped it over, and then the top side of it was still not burned at all, so I flipped it over, and now we're getting back to putting out a lot more smoke. So I wanted to show you that. That's how you continue to smoking if you're using one of these pieces of I just broke off, but you can see the back part there wasn't really burned, but I flipped it over, put it in the coals, and now it's producing a lot more smoke. So that's just how you kind of extend the amount of smoking you can get from a piece of that mint wood. Now, I'm not cooking on mint wood, I'm just smoking using the mint wood. And it gives a good smoke. I mean, it's not like hickory, it's not like mesquite, but it's a real nice smoky flavor. So anyway, I got to turn these guys again. Looks like they're getting done here. Really interesting to see how these guys are cooking, and I'm flipping them over on their sides now, because I already got their bottom and top pretty well cooked. So we'll be back probably when it's ready to serve them up. So you'll get to see them in the daylight, in the kitchen light. See how everything looks in there, and then we'll get to do the taste test, because I'm thinking these are going to be really, really great. So bye for now. We got the cuttlefish out here now, so I'm going to put them on the grill. And again, it's like squid. This is a pretty big one here. See the thickness of the steaks? A little more than a ½ inch thick, maybe 5/8 inch thick. So they're going to make some nice, similar to like a squid steak. See that? It's a nice thick piece of cuttlefish, and get that teriyaki sauce on them. I don't know how much this is going to put the teriyaki flavor in them, but again, this is a little bit of an experiment, so you guys are right here. And this is kind of like the thinner portion, so I'm going to put it on the not so hot part of the grill, because it's going to cook up really fast. Here's another thick one. You can see that thickness there. So just keep laying these on until they're all done. We also have a couple of pieces of fish that were kind of thinner, you know, and normally we fry these, but somehow they got mixed up into the bag, so these are kind of thinner pieces of fish. And again, we're going to put these on the kind of the outside of the grill so that you know, they don't cook up too fast. And a little tiny piece of meat right there. See if I can find a little, maybe right there. There we go. All right, so we're gonna start cooking all that now, and we'll be back with more. Bye for now. All right, we've taken a few pieces off, and the way I'm determining how if the fish is done yet, you see these cracks right here? See the white cracks where the meat starts coming apart? That is telling me that it's done. So as soon as it starts coming apart like that, I figure it's done. It's kind of like chicken. I don't know if you've ever grilled, you know, chicken or cooked chicken, but you know, like on the legs, the meat will actually start to pull up from the bones. We got a little dog fight going on outside here. If you hear it, they kind of do that from time to time. But yeah, so anyway, when the meat starts coming apart here, and this is super thick fish here too, not thin fish. You see, this is thin fish here. I don't know if this is going to behave that same way, but it is sticking to the grill, and it's time to turn it over. So right as it begins to stick to the grill, you want to turn it over so that you don't lose a big old chunk of meat. And I'm turning these over numerous times. Like I said, if it was tuna, I would just cook it one side, pretty much get it looking like that, flip it over, get it looking like that, and if it's thick enough steak, and you know, kind of cook it on both sides, and then the center would still be nice and pink, kind of like sashimi, and that'd be good. But this ain't tuna, so we're doing just standard grill cooking, and hopefully this thick fish. We actually took a bite of some. It is really good. It's still real moist, and it's got the smoke flavor, a little bit of teriyaki. So it's working out great. So we'll be back in just a little bit. Bye for now. All right, we just turned the cuttlefish over, and as you can kind of see, it's getting brownish here. See the grill marks and a little bit of the smoke going on there. I got to put that fire out though, so got to squirt it with a little bit of water, and get my water squirter here and just kind of reach under the grill, just like that. That's all it takes. Fire's out, we're back in action. So I'm not quite sure how good the cuttlefish is going to turn out. Hopefully it does good. See, with squid, you're supposed to soak it in milk, and at least for an hour or two in the refrigerator. Of course, any fish that you prepare, grill, cook, whatever, keep it cold. Keep it cold all the time. You know, refrigerator type temperature. Never let it you know, hang out, sit on the cabinet, and start to you know, pick up that fishy flavor. Just keep it cold, and you'll have nice, really clean, fresh tasting fish all the time. So all right, I just want to show you the cuttlefish. We flipped it, it's looking good. I didn't soak it in milk though. I kind of forgot that step, so I'll let you know if it turned out tender or not. Hopefully it does, but milk for squid and cuttlefish is the secret to keeping it nice and tender when you cook it. So bye for now. I'm going to show you what I'm going to use as a gauge to tell me whether this cuttlefish is done. You see those little white dots coming out of there? The camera's kind of out of focus here. See those little white dots there? That's the moisture coming out of the side of the cuttlefish. and that's telling me it's pretty steamy inside. So I think that's done. We're gonna pull these guys off. See those white dots? That's the juice coming out of the insides there. So it's really nice and hot inside. It's got to be done. All right, so we're gonna put this on the plate here. There's all the other fish. Laying it out there. Gotta wait for another. This one here is doing the exact same thing right here on the edge here. Looking done. Stacking them up here. Okay. We'll see. I got two little skinny pieces of fish here and here that I don't think is quite done. This one's starting to get that white. This is a really thin piece of cuttlefish there that I'm gonna have to. Yeah. See this one here? See that? It's like milk coming out of the side, even though, like I said, we didn't soak these in milk. But they're obviously getting to that point where I believe they're good to go. And this little thin guy, I'm going to leave him on there for another minute or so. This guy's coming out right here, that little white kind of steam starting to come out of there. And just wanted to show you that real quick. We'll be back soon. Bye for now. Alrighty, well here we are. It's time to eat, and I got a piece of the. Oops, I'm in the shadow of my own thing. Got a piece of the Giant Trevally. I got the cuttlefish, and I got some pancit. This is a Filipino meal here. We mixed up some cocktail sauce, some calamansi, or like a lime, Filipino lime, and malt vinegar, like you get at Long John Silver's, basically, if you're American. And my wife's there, and there's the platter. This is how it all turned out. It looks really good, and we're going to chow down and find out how good it tastes. We already sampled it, so we really know it tastes good. So just want to show you the finished product. Here it is. I had a big old glass of iced tea. I'm from Texas, and we drink iced tea. Also on the cocktail sauce, in the Philippines, they don't have cocktail sauce, like you have with shrimp cocktail and stuff. But the way you can make it, you can get some wasabi powder and ketchup and mix them together, and you can go to SM City Mall and buy wasabi powder in the international food. This one's almost gone, but it's just powder. I just take a fork and scrape it. It's kind of a clumped together. You scrape it out, mix it up stir it up with some ketchup, and you got some pretty decent cocktail sauce. So that's all that you need. Wasabi powder and some ketchup. You're good to go. So anyway, that's it for now. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.